Well, we are probably going to have ourselves a nice sunrise. It should be up in a few minutes. We're getting a real nice early start this morning. I did come back to the model table last night and got our platform broken up, which I will show you in the rollback. Yeah, not a whole lot to say here right now, so why don't we just roll back to Pizza Day. I have fallen off the wagon twice. That's a couple of days ago, maybe 3 days ago, and about, I guess a week or 10 days ago. And yeah, I had upwards of 2,000 calories each one of those days. Today, even with the pizza, I was able to keep it at just under 1,000 calories, and that's about the most I want to eat in one day. I find that if I hang around 800 calories a day, I steadily lose weight. I am probably an ounce or two heavier than my all-time low. And I blame those 2 times that I fell off the wagon. Now, yeah, you might be thinking, well, today's not pizza day, today's Monday. Well, you got to remember, this is the rollback. We're still in pizza day, November the 7th. And, yeah, I don't have the pizza, I ate it about 3 hours ago already. Right now it is 2 minutes after 6 in the evening. Now, I want to continue on here and try and remove this part. I think we almost had it before I kind of gave up there. Yeah, we'll just see how this evening goes. Now, I would like to be able to have the camera sitting on its little tripod and tip this back like this, except that you know what's going to happen to the ladder, right? So we're going to have to try and keep it flat here. And I was thinking that maybe if I was to, see if I can hold this down now, come at it like this and just sort of So what's happening here? Okay, it's off. It is off. And we have some cleanup to do there on the roof. But you know what? I think I can clean that up. Yeah, I think I can clean that up, believe it or not. Not perfectly. But once it's painted, nobody's going to know. And this piece here, where's my tweezers? Now this piece here, I think that we've got enough of it left that when it's put down in its right place and it's painted, I think it'll be all right. Well, we'll soon know, because I'm going to try and do that. No, I don't think I can get a sanding stick in there. All right, that's step 1. Now for step 2, I'm going to use some Tamiya extra thin. Okay, now is this going to be perfect? No, it won't. No, I don't want to get it on the rivets because it'll dissolve them. I just want to get rid of the worst of it here. I don't want it to run down the sides either. But you should notice that it's, I think once it's painted, now we are going to see this little hole there. Maybe if I was to put just a little bit more on there, it might dissolve the plastic around that hole, and then it'll flow in. At least that's my plan. No, I'm not really gifted at something like this. I know there's people out there like Steve and Nigel, and there maybe some others. I'm sure there's a lot of others. Okay, you can see the plastic is starting to become sprue goo, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's just let that evaporate now, and we'll see how it looks in a little while. Maybe I'll leave the camera running and we'll do the time-lapse thing. Okay, I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I'm going to bring the heat gun in at 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now my feeling is that I would like to just touch it to see if it's soft, but I think if I do, and if I mark it, Murphy's Law says you're gonna see that mark forever. So we've got rid of the, now I know it's not smooth. It's not smooth like it is right here, but at least it's not I don't know, it doesn't have that powdery look anymore. And I do think that once it's painted with, I think, is it the number 19 we're going to be using? Anyway, once we get the whole thing painted, this will look like detail that is supposed to be there. Okay, I realize I didn't show it being done, but I gave it one more application just like I did before. And I'm not going to use the heat gun this time. And the idea is that I'm hoping that it'll flow sort of naturally into from the high areas to the low areas. Now there will be some sort of undulation going on there, but I think once it's covered with flat paint, I think I said something like that before, I think it's going to be fine. It's definitely going to be fine from arm's length. Okay. Let's take advantage of the fact that we still have the rotator on the table, and this is supposed to go on here now. Now I think that if we get the edge of that little triangular thing that I'm trying to touch right there, this, where's my something I'm pointing with here? Okay, I think that if this edge right here that I'm touching right now is right along the edge here, then it should be, that should bring this whole thing like that. Now, I'm pretty sure that's the way it was supposed to go yesterday. And of course, I didn't do that. Now, I think I'm going to have to reposition here because this is very awkward for me. I might have to do it off camera, I'm not sure. Now, perhaps I should have the macro lens on, but I think I've got it close enough that you can see. Now, you'll notice how, move this, okay. It goes along at this angle, and then right there, it changes direction a little bit. This part right here that I'm touching goes there, and then where it changes direction here, where I'm touching, that should go right there. And that's what I'm going to try to do. But I'm probably going to have to do it off camera. Okay, here's the latest. I should have been wearing that bib that I haven't finished yet. And the reason being is I dropped this on the floor. It landed more or less at my feet. And I guess when it hit, these brackets broke off. Now, if I remember right, this one was pretty loose anyway. So I'm going to just go ahead now and reposition and try and glue this in the right place. Maybe I can do it on camera. We'll give it a try. I mean, that's half the fun, right? Okay, here's what's happening. I've got this piece upside down, and clearly our turret is upside down. And I was finding it just too hard to be able to see when this corner right here came to that one there, and then I realized if I got it all upside down, I can actually put it, just sort of lay it in place and let gravity be our friend. And you can see there now that this part is more or less lined up. It could possibly go okay, I want this edge here to line up with that. I think that's the way it's supposed to go. And then you can see where our photo etch brackets should fit in place there. And we'll put them on afterwards. So let's move very, very slowly here. And we don't need to put very much glue on here, just a little tiny bit. Yeah, that should be enough. We can always reinforce it later. All we want it to do is just sort of dry that way. Now this has to go there. Put a little pressure on it. Okay, I'm pretty sure we've got it there. Just maybe it could go just a little bit like that there. Okay, now this is lined up, and I believe it's more or less horizontal. Let's check it in the morning. It's 2 minutes to 9 right now, and I have about had it. So we'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning, and we have had our sunrise now, and it was kind of nice. If I think of it, or maybe I'll run it at the end of this episode, as long as I remember. Now, this is pretty much the way we left it last night. I just twisted it a little bit so it would line up with everything. But I have not turned it over to see how we did. I knew that you'd want to see that along with me for the first time. So let's just sort of recompose here and get ourselves zoomed in so that we can just see, you know, how crooked is it. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good. Well, here we go. The big reveal. That's pretty close. Yeah, it's that's pretty close. If I line it up here, I'm looking in the monitor right now, and if I line it up with the one in behind, you can see it's, well, like I keep saying, it's pretty close. I think when it's you know, viewing it at a normal angle, we're not going to notice that the angle is just not exactly right. Anyway, shimming it up like this and, you know, doing it upside down, it worked out. At least I think it did. All right, now let's see if we can get these little parts back in place. Now, in the past, whenever I've tried to clean up a little part like this and get the CA glue off of it, I've sort of held it with the tweezers like I am right now, and then I just sort of sloshed it around in the acetone. But there's a risk of accidentally dropping it. And then it's going to be down the bottom of the tin of the acetone. But if I was to put it on a wire like this, and then, yeah, you get the idea. I'm not going to lose it. Unless I drop the whole thing in the acetone, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, we have done the acetone, the ultrasonic cleaner, and then isopropyl, 99%. Let's put on the macro lens and see if we can see any residue of CA glue or paint. Did I ever mention I'm not going to paint well on the fret again? Now I realize that the light may be reflecting differently for you than it is for me. So maybe you can't see it, but I'm seeing what appears to be either like watermarks or residue of CA. Like right there I can see something. And then on the end, right here that I'm touching right now on that point, I'm seeing something that I don't think should be there. Now, I don't know. Did I maybe not leave it long enough in the acetone? Because I can see where the ultrasonic and possibly even the isopropyl would not dissolve the CA. But, yeah, wonder what that is. Now, I'm not going to try and show you through the microscope here what it is I'm seeing. It doesn't appear to be any kind of residue. Let me trying to scrape it there. No, it's I don't know what that was. It was maybe sort of like a watermark, but a watermark is residue. But I'm convinced that we are probably 99.99% cleaned off here. Maybe even better. Okay. Now, once again, my plan here is to let gravity be our friend. And I think we'll start out with the smallest one. And we're going to want to have everything angled so that when we drop it in place, it almost wants to stay there all by itself. Sort of like that. Now that's about 1/2 millimeter too far that way. It's not down in the little groove where it's supposed to be. Now mind you, no one would be able to see it anyway that it wasn't, but may as well try and get it right. I think that if I was to have a tiny little bit of CA glue, you know what, I think what I'm going to have to do is maybe angle this around a little bit so I can hold the tweezer with my right hand. Now that might mean then that you're not going to be able to see it as good as I can, but I think at this point it's important that I see it really good. I mean, I've screwed this up enough already. Okay, I've swung this around here, and as it's turning out, now I'm going to have to stop talking here. Okay, now you can see what's left of the little channel where this is supposed to go. Oh, that's even worse. Okay, there we go. Nope. It's starting to get shaky. Maybe if I hold it more at the top. Okay, like that. Just move it slightly towards you. At the top. There. Ooh. Oh. I'm going to end up knocking it over, aren't I? Okay, you know what? Maybe if I was to put a little bit of CA extra thin right there and let it wick its way down along the. Yeah, I'm going to just try that. You know, we should maybe be getting this thing filed down and see how good it's going to work. I think you can probably see it pretty good there. Now, my concern is that it'll all of a sudden want to, almost like that, like there's a lubricant in there. Anyway, that it's going to, you know, stick, and then all of a sudden it's going to go in and squirt a whole bunch out. That's my fear. Now I'm getting all worried about it. Why don't we just try it and see? It could be that I wasted the money and Amazon's laughing at me right now. Anyway, thinking out loud again. Okay, I'm just wondering if I can use the holder downer here. I'm noticing now that I got the macro lens on and I'm checking in the monitor, I can see that it's not flush against the side of the turret here. And you know what, I wanted to see if I could somehow push it. Maybe I use the other end of the holder downer here. I just want to try and get it up against the side of the turret. Okay, let me check the monitor. That looks pretty good. Okay, now we've got the Bob Smith Industries extra thin here. Nothing seems to be coming off. So did any come off? Whoops. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure it did that time. trying to get it to. It'd be nice if I had 3 eyes, 2 to look at this and 1 to watch the monitor. I do believe we've got it. Come in from the other side here. It's building up instead of... Okay, let's just leave that. Now I know we can see where it is. If I can see it, for sure you can. And but I think once it's painted, yeah, I think once it's painted, we're not going to see that. Anyway, we're looking at it from underneath. And, I mean, nobody's going to see this unless they look at it from below. Okay, we got that one right. And we got to put another one right here. Okay, the middle-sized one. And I think what we'll do is we'll adjust this so that the angle is a little bit different, because right now, so let me try it. Okay, it's a good thing I can get out the dead spots. I think right now what's going to happen is that when I let go of it, it's going to want to fall over. Or maybe not. Or maybe it will. I know you're thinking to yourselves, well, Ron, you've got it. Let go, let go. No. That's pretty good. I think that's about as good as I can get it. All right, let's, as long as we're on a roll here. Actually, no, it should go, I think it should go just this point here is too proud of the edge. I'd like to see if I can't just get it just... Well, that's not quite right either. If I could pull it down somehow. Yeah, I pulled it down somehow. Okay, I'm going to take a break here. Okay, I've changed the angle of the turret just a little bit here, so... But this thing must have moved because a moment ago it looked just right. I wonder if maybe the problem is I got some plastic going on down there where the corner of this thing's supposed to go. Probably bumping it out of your field of view now and you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, where's my little brush? Alright, let's quit while the quitting's good. No, it's not right. It's not in the groove. There, no, it's not. Well, the bottom is right, but the top is too far over to the... Well, let's just get the bottom glued in place, and then we'll bend it over afterwards. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Try this again. No. It's not quite right, is it? It's... Well... Oh, for heaven's sakes. Come on, Ron. Okay, that looks good from my perspective. Let me check the monitor. That's not bad. Okay, we'll just let that cure. Okay, probably about 4 minutes or so has passed here. I didn't realize that I had bumped this whole thing, and it probably went a little bit out of focus on you. All right. That one's done. Now the last one. No, it's not in the groove. Didn't we have this conversation about 10 minutes ago? I think that's close as I can get it here. No. Wick, don't pick up. All right, let's just leave that. And then we can maybe move it over slightly after it kind of gels a little bit. This, even though it's extra thin when you first start out, it slowly gets thicker and thicker and thicker. I'd like to try and get it further down here. You know, that might be about as good as I'm going to be able to get it. as far as the other side goes, maybe we'll just come in from the back. Whoops. You have no idea how hard it is to hold steady. Okay. Now I am sitting here behind my computer right now, and I can hardly believe that we are up to about 36 minutes into this video. Yeah, 36 minutes. I mean, my goodness. Anyway, and I am stressed just watching this. Yeah, I think we need something relaxing here, like our sunrise. And then that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.